बिहारी राधा कुंज बिहारी राधा माधवा गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरा वनचारी यमुना तीरा वनचारी Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Radha Madan Mohan, Radha Madan Mohan, Radha Madan Mohan, Radhe. श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की, श्री श्री गौ निताय की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की, समावेत भक्तवृंद की। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुः उन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमावों विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेष्वभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवत्युत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। So I'll recite one shloka from the Bhagavatam. You all can repeat after me. We are able to see that. Jananam bhaktanam pranayamaadibhirmanah aksheenavasanam rajan drishyate punarutthitam. Srimad Bhagavatam 10.51.60. Yunjananam bhaktanam pranayamaadibhirmanah aksheenavasanam rajan drishyate punarutthitam. Any three devotees can recite? Yunjananam bhaktanam pranayamaadibhirmanah aksheenavasanam rajan drishyate punarutthitam. Yunjananam bhaktanam pranayamaadibhirmanah aksheenavasanam rajan drishyate punarutthitam. Yunjananam bhaktanam pranayamaadibhirmanah aksheenavasanam rajan drishyate punarutthitam. Yunjananam, who are engaging themselves, abhaktanam, of non-devotees, pranayama, with pranayam, yogic breath control, Adibihi, and other practices. Manaha, the minds. Akshina, not eliminated. Vasanam, the lost traces of whose material desire. Rajan, O King Muchukunda. Drishyate is seen. Punaha, again. Uttitam, waking to thoughts of sense gratification. Translation by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada Ki. The minds of non-devotees who engage in such practices as pranayam are not fully cleansed of material desires. Thus, O King, material desires are again seen to arise in their minds. And one verse before that you can see. This is Lord Vishnu is telling to Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Sarvabhauma Maharaja Matiste Vimalorjita Varai Pralobitasyapi Na Kamair Vihatayataha. The Supreme Lord said, O Emperor Muchukunda, great ruler, your mind is pure and potent. Though I enticed you with benedictions, your mind was not overcome by material desires. Pralobito varairyatvam apramadaya vidhitat Nadhir ekanta bhaktanam Ashirbhir bhidyate kvachit. Understand that I enticed you with benedictions just to prove that you would not be deceived. The intelligence of my unalloyed devotees is never diverted by material blessings. So, in this series of verses which we read just now, Lord Krishna is telling Muchukunda, the background of the pastime I will tell you briefly for your awareness in which context this is being spoken. You know, one Kalayavana, one demon, he attacked Mathura with 23 Akshavani Senas, very big army. At that time, Krishna was not interested in fighting with him because Krishna had another important business to do in Dwarka. So he thought of leaving. So he left the battlefield and he fled away. So he's called as Ranchodrai, Krishna. So when Krishna left, this Kalayavana started chasing after him from behind. It's not that Krishna ran too fast. Krishna ran so slowly that hasta praptamiva, it is said, as if he's about to catch him. Only that much distance. So he led this Kalayavana, but he didn't allow him to touch him because he was a papi, Mahapapi. He's a Kalayavana means cow flesh eater. So Krishna didn't allow him to touch him. So he was running to catch. His idea was to catch Krishna and crush him in his arms and kill him. That was his idea. So as he was chasing Krishna, Parang Mukham, it said Krishna turned his face. Parang means he turned his face away. He didn't show his beautiful smiling face to Kalayavana. Why? Because he was not deserving to see the beautiful, lovely face of the Lord. So Lord turned his face away. Lord was running away from him. But Lord was not coming in his catch. He was not able to catch him. Yashoda could catch Krishna and tie him. Whereas Kalayavana could not catch. But he went on hoping against hope that I'll be able to catch him. He ran and ran and ran behind him. And then Krishna went far away into a jungle and there was a mountain cave which was open. Krishna entered into that cave. And Kalayavana thought, now he got caught now. Now that he has gone inside the cave, easily I will catch and finish him, he thought. But to his great surprise, the cave was very dark and the demon saw somebody was lying down and sleeping and his body was covered with a cloth. And he was surprised. He thought this Krishna led me up to this and here suddenly he has lied down and covered himself with a cloth. You know. Sadhu what? He said, like a Sadhu Baba, he, like a very simple man, he has covered his. So with great anger, he gave a solid kick. Samathadaya, it is said. He gave a kick on the body of that uh, lying man, thinking him to be Krishna. But was that Krishna? Who was that? He was Muchukunda Raja. And why was Muchukunda Raja sleeping in the cave? Because he had helped the demigods in defeating the demons and driving them all away. Huh? After doing that for many long years, now the demigods told Muchukunda that, oh, great Rajarishi King, we are very pleased with you. Any benediction you ask, we can provide you. Huh? Do you want gold or silver or diamond? Do you want vast kingdoms to rule? Do you want a golden chariot? You want horses? You want elephants? You want pearls, diamonds? Tell us, what do you want? Or you want apsaras? Huh? Whatever you want, we will provide you. Krite kaivalyam, they said, except moksha. Huh? Except getting liberated and going back to Godhead. That is not in our hands. Within this world of mortals, however hard to obtain, whatever you ask, we will provide you. Like that they said. But Muchukunda was a very advanced devotee king. Huh? He was a pure devotee of Krishna. So he didn't want any of these commodities. He thought these are all like glitter and glamour. Huh? These are like broken pieces of glass. Is broken pieces of glass useful? Not useful. At the same time, it's dangerous also. If you take some broken piece of glass and do like this, huh? It will tear your hands and it will bleed. So he thought, why to accept the perishable gifts of this mundane material world? I don't want any of this. Nevertheless, I have one benediction to ask, he said. They asked, what is it? I want a good sleep. I'm very tired after just like all of his students, after you complete exam for one full month, then there is a vacation for you. What will you want? What is the best thing you want? Sleep, correct, no? So he said, now I want sleep. They said, oh, how can we award you sleep? Sleep is yours. You take it, go and sleep. They said, no, no, no. He said, if I sleep and again some demons come, Indra will come and wake me up from my sleep. Hey, get up, get up, get up, get up. One more demon has come. Then I have to get up and run. So demigod said, no, we will put a word to Indra. He won't disturb you. He said, no, no, I can't trust you. Because Indra, he won't listen to anybody. Then they asked, then what can we do for you? He said, give me a benediction that if somebody disturbs my sleep and I look at them with my two eyes, they should be burned down to ashes. When Indra heard this moan, he made up his mind, I will never wake up this fellow. Then he went to sleep, Muchukunda. Where he went to sleep? Inside that cave with his covered cloth over his body. And then he was peacefully sleeping here. But here comes Krishna. When Krishna came, Krishna, what did he do? Krishna knew everything. What does he not know? He saw Muchukunda lying. So Krishna went and stood behind his head. He was standing there. And this fellow who came in Kalevana, see, when you are angry with somebody, in an angry mood, you lose your discrimination power. You cannot. Krishna is standing right here. Muchukunda is lying here, behind is standing. But this foolish Kalevana did not see Krishna. And he is seeing only the fellow lying with a covered cloth. So he went and kicked him thinking it's Krishna. It wasn't Krishna. It happened to be Muchukunda. So Muchukunda immediately opened his eyes. I'll just show you. So I had given in Boston one lecture called Stunning Lessons from Running Krishna. So there are three pastimes. See, Krishna is running here, you see? You are seeing that? See here. When Muchukunda saw, Kalevana's whole body got burnt to ashes. And behind Muchukunda, Krishna is there. You see that? So this is what happened. Became skeleton. See? So after Kalevana was burned down like this, then Muchukunda turned his vision towards Krishna. When he looked at Krishna, at that time Muchukunda's vision became diminished. He says that. He says that my tejas in my eyes has become diminished by looking at you, because you are like shining like a sun, and my eyes shine like a jugno, like a glow. It is insignificant. So In this way, Muchukunda uh, mm, so Muchukunda praised Krishna. He asked, "Who are you, my Lord? Are you sun? Are you moon? Are you Soma? Are you Agni? Or maybe you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vishnu, because you are not standing on the ground, you are standing on a lotus. Your body is all with tender limbs and divine limbs. Your body is shining effulgently like suns." And then he asked them, and then he told Muchukunda, "I am coming in Ikshvaku dynasty. Although I am coming in Ikshvaku dynasty, I am not very great. I am not as great as King Ikshvaku. I am a simple king." He was very humble. And then he said, when Lord told him, "You are asking about my identity. How can I tell you? In this world, I have come in so many avatars, Matsya, Kurma, Varaha, Narsingha. I have come as Gunavataras, Leela Avataras, Purushavataras, Manvantara Avataras, Shaktiavash Avataras. Millions and millions of avatars I have come, and they are all recorded in the scripture. If you are asking me, who am I? Which identity can I tell you?" The Lord said, "I have thousands of names, thousands of forms, thousands of activities. Nevertheless, since you have asked me, right now I have come as Sanna Vasudev, and my name is Vasudev. Sanna Vasudev is Vasudev. So people call me as Vasudev. I have come here to destroy the demons and protect the devotees and establish Dharma. And my dear Muchukunda, why I came here? Because in your Purva Janma, you have done a great bhakti for me. Prartitam prachuram purvam, he says. You did great devotion to me. So, in order to reward you with my darshan, I have come here. Which means you can see how the Lord is great in reciprocating. If his devotee has performed his homework of chanting Hare Krishna, the Lord will wake you up in the sleep and give you darshan. That's what he did. Muchukunda was sleeping. Lord woke him up and gave his beautiful darshan to him. So, anybody who aspires for anything from the Lord will provide it. You will see that. There was one pastime I heard in Ramayana. You all know Janak Maharaj when he was getting Sita and Ram married. At that time he wanted to stitch dress for Sita, Ram, and Lakshman. Very nice new dress. So he arranged one tailor who was under one of the smaller kings under Janak Maharaj. This tailor was a very famous tailor of the world in those days. He was known for his extraordinary tailorship. So that fellow made a very, very nice, shining dress embedded with diamonds and embroidery and everything. So on the day of the marriage of Sitaram, he was standing behind a pillar and watching how they are dressed. So when he saw that dress, the tailor had tears in his eyes. He said, "What a fool I am! The Supreme Lord is getting married, and I charged for the tailoring cost." You know, although I am taking charges from everybody, from him I should not have taken any charges, because service to mother and father, like you do without any remuneration, correct? Say your parents come to airport, you lift the luggage, do you take coolie charges? Huh? Imagine one of you asks for coolie charges from the father. Hey, Papa, Nicolo. How? It's like that. I am stitching dress for the Supreme Lord and I am asking for tailoring charges. He cried saying that. So then he developed aspiration in his mind. Maybe in a future lifetime I will stitch clothes for them free of cost. And that same tailor was born in Mathura next life. And Krishna Balram came to the tailor's shop. He made a beautiful dress for Krishna Balram and put it on their bodies. He gave. Which means, why am I telling you this pastime? The Lord fulfills the desires of His pure devotees. If you have any good desire in your heart, that desire will be eventually fulfilled. Only thing is, we have to be careful to desire the right thing. Because we should not ask for things which are not good for us. So, in this way, Muchukunda desired to see his darshan. So, Lord gave him his darshan. And after that, there was a nice dialogue between Lord and Muchukunda, many, many nice discussions, at the end of which this comes. Lord is telling, "Understand, Muchukunda, that I enticed you with benedictions just to prove that you would not be deceived. The intelligence of my unalloyed devotees is never diverted by material blessings," he says. Like, there is one famous verse. You all know this. Bhukti mukti siddhi kame sakale ashanta Krishna bhakta nishkama atiyeva shanta. There is a verse. So, Uh, you can understand this by mm, hearing this little story about the father with five sons. Huh? Once upon a time, a big jamindar, Karodapati, with his five sons, lived in a village. The fifth son was an atrocious son. He would just take money from the home, go to marketplace and smoke and drink and take drugs and roam with women and ruin his health and not care for the father. That was the fifth son. The fourth son was an obedient son, a respectful son. Yeah, he would come to meet the father only when he has to get something from the father. Papa, नया मॉडल मोबाइल निकला है ठीक है बेटा क्या चाहिए एक मुझे मिलेगा तो अच्छा होगा ओके टेक वन he takes the mobile in 6 months he won't show up then he will say papa एक नया मॉडल बाइक निकला है करिश्मा or pulsar he will come up what whenever he wants something obediently he will come and ask the father and take it and push off that was the fourth son and the third son uh, he would want to go with the father. You have so many factories. You have so many bank accounts. Take me with you to banks, to factories. I want to see. So he also would roam with the father everywhere. And he would often tell the father, Papa, why don't you hand over half the companies to me? Huh? You are grown up. You can give it to me. I can also run. He would say, Beta, you have to become a little more mature. Later on, I will give you not now. He also wanted control. He also wanted some power, control over money, control over people and company, factories and properties and everything. Third son. And the second son was a deadly fellow. He wanted to overthrow the father and take away all his companies. That was his idea. He would never come in front of the father. Even if he comes also, he look at the father like this. Like that he would see like that. Envious fellow. He would from a distance only see. Father would call him, hey, come here. And he would never come. He would always, behind the father, he was making, hatching a plot to usurp the property of the father and position of the father. Father knew that he is a very cunning and diplomatic fellow, envious fellow. He knew that. And the first son was the best son. He was completely aligned with the father's will. He would not ask anything from the father. He would just put a chata in one corner and sleep. He would eat simple foods. Years passed by. He always, whatever father asked him to do, he would do. One day the father called the first son and said, Beta, you are such a good boy. For you, I want to buy something. Do you want anything? And son would say, what do I need? You, whatever I need, you are providing me. I have nothing to ask you. You are such a caring father. We don't have to even tell you what we want. You are taking very good care of us. We are satisfied under your shelter. And the father said, my son, your heart is so big that even if you ask for something, you will not ask for yourself. You will ask for your younger brothers. Sometimes the elder brother would take 1 or 2 lakhs of father and try to bring the fifth son to the track. You tell the fifth son, hey, come here, I will set up a business for you. But the son will take the 2 lakh and run away. So father said, you try to do good to your younger brothers. You always did good to me. For you, you never asked for anything. You are such a desireless, pure-hearted son. So, among these five sons, my question is only to the youngest devotees. We have some devotees from IIT here. They are um, they are going for Utkarsh camp later on. They are pre-Utkarsh, I think. Correct, no? So they will be given the first chance to answer this question. If they don't answer, then who is the next category? 8 rounders. And they are here. Pre-Utkarsh devotees can answer this. And you have to answer who is the father and then who are the five sons. You have to find. Okay? Now, in this story, whom do you think is the father? It's analogy. Krishna, correct. Give him an applause. Honored by. Okay. And who can say who is the fifth son? Only pre-Utkarsh devotees. Okay? Who is the fifth son? And what was the fifth son doing? You all remember? Yeah. Yeah, smoking, drinking, drugs, woman. He was into all bad things. Taking the money of the father, he would never ask the father, correct? No? Acting independently. So which people are coming in that category? Which the fifth son represents whom? Breaking for the principles. What do you call them? They are Nastic. Correct, no? They are Gnostic people. Correct, no? They are actually Bhogis and Gnostics. They don't see Asti, na Asti means what? Asti means God exists. Na Asti means doesn't exist. For them, they ignore God and they just take God's things and enjoy. Correct, no? Correct, that's correct. And then fourth one, who is the fourth one? Hmm? Ah, they only come to temple when they want to ask God for something. Correct, no? So what do you call those people as? Any name you have for them? Yeah. How many rounds you chant? Say, he is answering. You tell. I say, you are the pre-Utkarsha. Okay. He's also pre but he's standing students before Utkarsha only. Okay. So what do you call them by name? What name you call? Pious materialist. Give him an applause. That's the name. They are called pious materialist. They are pious. See, there are two types of materialists. Materialist, pious materialist. The materialist means he doesn't care for God, he takes everything and enjoys. And pious materialist means he will also enjoy, but after taking it from God, he will enjoy. Both want to enjoy. But out of the two, which one is good? Materialist is good or pious materialist is good? Pious materialist. At least he is asking God and taking. He is respecting God that Papa is very good, everything belongs to him. Whatever he gives only, I will enjoy. So he is good out of the two. So both are bogies, both of them. Okay, and then the third one, who knows? You can raise the hand. Third one. What was the third fellow doing? What did he want to do? Yeah, he wanted property. He wanted father to write off some companies in his name, some bank balances in his name. He wanted control over money and people and everything. Huh? Yeah, yeah. Yogis, correct. Yogis. You are also pre-Utkarsh? Yeah, it's a very good. Very good. Yogis, huh? Ashtanga yogis. Ashtanga yogis means, see, you all know Vishwamitra? You all know Vishwamitra. He's a yogi. Huh? See, Vishwamitra was a Kshatriya king. Huh? So he came to meet Vasishta once. And Vasishta served him a big pattal of prasad with many items. So he asked Vasishta, where did you get it from? He said, I have a Kamadhenu cow. Then he said, oh, I can feed my whole kingdom with this. And Vasishta said, no, she is not meant for that purpose. You are a king of the country, so I gave you. If your kingdom wants to flourish, you have to do yajna. You do yajna, when Lord is pleased, rains will come. Huh? When rains come, then your kingdom will flourish. Not that you take the cow and supply everybody from this cow. That's not proper. But he said, no. I like this idea. We don't have to do anything, just to have this cow. It can supply for millions of people. So if you are not going to give, I will take it by force. After all, I am a king. You are a tender Brahmana, what can you do? So he was about to take, the name of the cow was Sabala. So Sabala told Vasishta, oh Brahmana, I have come here to give you milk so that you can perform yajna for the Supreme Lord. And now I am being dragged by a king like this. How can you let me go? Either you protect me, or if you are unable to protect me, give me the order that I can protect myself. And then Vasishtha said, yes, Sabala, please do whatever you can, you do. Then immediately she produced a lot of soldiers from her eyes, 2 eyes and ears. So many soldiers came, they attacked Vishwamitra and his army, they drove away all the fellows. And he was thoroughly defeated. Then Vishwamitra understood that this Vasishta's Brahma Tejas is very great. So I will also go to forest and perform penance and I'll become a Brahma Rishi also. So long, hundreds of years he performed penances. Then Lord Brahma came and said, Vatsa, I am pleased with your penances. Today I declare you are a Maharishi, he said. He said, that's all, only Maharishi. Yeah, earlier you were Rajarishi. From Rajarishi now you have given you the post of Maharishi now. So he said, still you have to perform more penances to come to Brahma Rishi stage. That's a very advanced stage. So he agreed, okay. Now he said, now that I have become Maharishi, I will take revenge against Vasishta. So he went back to attack Vasishta with many weapons. At that time when he attacked Vasishta had one staff for keeping the hand to keep. No? In that staff he swallowed everything in that. He just showed that staff like this. All the weapons of Vishwamitra was going inside. Vishwamitra felt very ashamed. He thought my Tapavalam is, not as great as Vasishta. So again he went back to forest. And I will perform more severe penances. Now increase. Now some Tapavalam got lost because of his negative use now. Correct, no? Because of that. Again he brought it back to Maharshi level and then went beyond that. And then Indra became very insecure. Arey, this fellow is doing too much tapasya. Huh? He will occupy my post. He became insecure, Indra. So he sent Menaka. When he had closed eyes meditating, Menaka came with a ankle bells twinkling. In the forest, he heard, hey, this looks like some woman, beautiful woman walking. Huh? Slowly he opened his eyes. Where is the sound coming from? Huh? And he saw this heavenly damsels. Prabhupada says they are thousands of times more beautiful than the earthly beings. Huh? They are made for alluring people. Huh? So when he saw her and saw her sweet talk, he became allured by lust. Huh? Then he fell prey to lust. He united with her and everything was finished. Then Menaka was produced. And from Menaka, Shakuntala was produced. Then as soon as baby was born, he felt very ashamed. Chi, 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 what is this? I didn't come to forest for this. She told her, no, get lost, you Menaka, enough. But she said, what about the baby? Yeah. He said, I don't want to do anything with the baby. She said, see, we are heavenly damsels. I have been sent by Indra. I have to go back to Sargaloka. I will go. If you also don't want, then who will take care of the child? Vishwamitra was not ready. Then Kanvamani took care of the child. So she became Kanvamani's daughter in the forest. Kanvamani raised her and then she was married to Dushyanta later on. Correct? Na? Then again Vishwamitra went and said, alas, alas, I have lost my tapobalam. I want to again regain my power. It is just like a boy. He went to study in a college. Somehow his friends misled him. He went to drink, smoke, and drugs and cinemas. Suddenly realized he didn't study for the exam. you know, Chalo now again get back. Study, study, study now. Correct now. Few months are lost now. Catch up now. Correct now. That's what happened to Vishwamitra. Again he performed penance. Slowly, slowly he became purified. Now he became very tapasvi, great tapasvi, tejasvi tapasvi. At the time Indra again became insecure. He told, hey Ramba, now Menaka once went and came, now you go now, he said. Ramba said, no, no, no. He's an angry man. Already he became angry on Menaka. If he becomes angry on me, what will happen? Indra said, why are you afraid? I will also come like a nightingale bird, cuckoo bird. So I will accompany you, don't worry. I will make the forest look very nice. Ooh, like this, I'll make sounds. And there'll be waterfalls. You will easily defeat him. Don't worry, go. So Ramba went. Ramba thought I'll adopt a different technique instead of walking thing. Already he knows the technique. You know, I will adopt a new strategy now. So what she did, she took parijata flowers, which are grown only once in 12 years. She took a big bunch of the big abundant quantity. And then she stood right next to him, just little platform above from that. She showered it on his body. Whole flower showered on his body. And he saw, hey, parijata flowers. Looked up like this. Then he saw Ramba. Hey, lady, who are you? Parijata flowers are very rare. Even to get one flower is rare. And you are showering so many abundance of flowers on me. Then immediately by his jnana chakshu understood who is this woman? Ramba. Indra has sent you. He became so angry. Do you think I will again and again get defeated by this woman? Beautiful woman sent by Indra? I curse you to become a stone, he said. Next moment she became stone. But to make her into stone, he exerted a lot of anger. He lost his temper. So by that he lost again Tapavalam, again he lost. Alas, 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 he cried. First of all, I lost by sending weapons on Vishwamitra. Then I lost Tapavalam by Menaka's lust over Menaka. Now becoming angry over Ramba also. Every time I am foolish now, I go a little forward and come backward, again go forward, backward. Imagine, you're going from Hyderabad to, Vijayawada. You went 3 hours and you came back 4 hours. Again you went 2 hours and came back 5 hours. And you're very much behind, isn't it? Instead of progressing ahead. So now he said, now I will not give way to anything. I'm going to be very strict. So he went again, sat in meditation. That time, one fellow came and said, What kind of world are we living here? This world is such a horrible place. Even Vasishtha cannot do, uh, my simple request. Like that he said. Immediately Vishwamitra opened the eyes and said, What? What is that thing which Vasishtha cannot do? Tell me. You see, this fellow, his name is Trishanku. This Trishanku wanted to go to heaven without doing yajna. Hmm. Vasishtha told him, no, not possible. Unless you do fire sacrifices, you cannot go to heaven. Then he went to Vasishtha's sons, 100 sons, and told them, hey, you guys send me to heaven because your father is impotent, he is incapable. You guys help me. And when they heard it, they became offended and angry. What? You are criticizing our father as impotent and incapable of sending you to heaven because he is our superior, is worshipable superior. You offended him in front of us and you didn't allow us to, you didn't deal with superiors respectfully. So he said, they said, we curse you to become a Chandala. So now Trishanku had become Chandal. So he had become, his body, the dress became blackish, his whole thing became dirty, ugly looking. And that Chandal Trishanku came to Vishwamitra and he said, what is the use in this world? Even Vasishtha cannot do something. Vishwamitra wanted to prove that I can do something what? Who cannot do? Vasishtha cannot do. Then this fellow will also impressed and whole world will be impressed because he thought Vasishtha is his competitor. See, if you think somebody is your competitor, you have acidic feelings towards him, revengeful thoughts towards him. Can you be peaceful? No. In fact, it's called enemy-centeredness. You become enemy-centered, you cannot be progressive in your studies also. So because he became very enemy-centered. Now he said, I will create and I will send you to heaven. So he sent him to heaven with his tapovalam. He released a part of his tapovalam to send him to heaven. As he was going to heaven, Indra saw from the clouds, hey, what is this UFO coming up? Immediately he took his thunderbolt and said, hey, this unqualified Chandala is coming up to heaven without performing yajna. Somebody is sending him here. With his vajra, he hit him. Immediately, Trishanku came down. And Vishwamitra saw, hey, Indra is not letting him. Again, he sent him up. It was like a badminton. Both of them. He's sending him up, he's sending him down, sending him up, sending him down. And Trishanku got completely bewildered. He told Vishwamitra, enough now, don't play with me like this. I'm ready to be on earth only if you don't want to give me any planet. Then Vishwamitra said, no, you cannot be on earth. Because I have already taken a vow that I will send you to heaven. How can you be on earth? Then he told Indra, please don't be so upset with me, beating me down like this, allow me. Indra said, you have no place here. You have no adhikar to come. Trishanku thought, whole life I have to be played like this, like a ball. At last, Vishwamitra came up with a plan. Okay, Indra won't let you because you are not eligible. It's like, imagine some boy who has failed in 12th standard, he want to get into IIT. In IIT gate, he'll be thrown out. Hey, get out. Isn't it? So, then he made a Trishanku Swarga. He created one planet. And that planet started rotating. It was going even around the head of Vishwamitra. Like that was going all around, and Vishwamitra was like bewildered. This planet has become a threat to me only and to the whole universe. And that is what is happening to AI nowadays. Is it not true? If you see now ChatGPT, you go to him and ask any question, he will give you answers. Like, that day I told ChatGPT, please, give me an article on mind management. And ChatGPT gave all kinds of bogus, speculative theories on the mind. I said, you fool, give me only from Prabhupada's books. Then it went only to A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami's books. From there he collected information and very nicely gave one heading and one para, and heading and para, probably around 6 headings and nice paras. Then I said, give me the shloka numbers also from Gita. Cut, all the shloka numbers he gave. Correct, no? So now the ChatGPT is very helpful for doing, preparing articles, preparing videos, preparing PPTs. PPT also they are introducing now, ChatGPT there also. Excel file also they are introducing now. Everywhere it's coming now. So now, what is happening now in the world? Everything is becoming automated and mechanized. Then what will man do? For example, in the coming 5 years, More than 25 jobs are going to run out for the people. Like, especially in systematized countries like America, you don't need drivers. India, there may be little difficulty because roads are not very this thing. But in America, very easy. Huh? Roads are very pakka. Everything is, it's a planned country, it is. Huh? So they don't need the drivers in the car. You can automate the driving of the car. Similarly, for receptionists, they will have, robots. They can make the robot smile and wish and all that it'll do. Huh? Robots can do. So they have everything. Now, many of the coding and all, like all BPOs will be closed down. Why BPOs? It's all like routine work, correct? No, so BPOs are closed. Coding is closed. Not only computer can do routine work. Now computer can even do market scanning and all. See, everything that is available on uh, you know internet data all over the world, it can gather from the atmosphere, correct? No, it can gather from everything. It can make comparison. It can tell you market position, what is now, what was in the past, what can be in future, everything. So, therefore, how much work is left for the humans? So, imagine lakhs and crores of people are going to be jobless, and there can be luta-luti, maramari. A lot of problems are likely to be there in future after 5 years because of automating everything. So, many leaders of the world are now very scared. Even Pichai, Google top man, is saying it's very scary. We have produced, the AI is going very rampantly, advancement is happening, but the repercussions and consequences of AI on the world is very frightening in the coming future. In what direction it will, for example, if you tell ChatGPT to write a foul article about your enemy, it will not write. Right now, they have told, they have designed ChatGPT in such a way that foul speech it will not write. Is it a? Uh-huh. Hmm. Is it a? He's saying, if you say don't do it, it will do it. He's saying. Actually, see, the people who made ChatGPT in the beginning, they had made certain moral and ethical thoughts, correct now, while giving input to that. But man, everyone is not going to agree with morality and ethicality, correct now? There will be other people who will modify it eventually. Uh, so that is what is going to happen. Yeah, as long as it is in the right hands, it will be rightly used. When it comes to wrong hands, it's going to be great threat to the world. So, just as modern man is losing control of the machine and machines are taking over and he is going to be in great trouble, same way Vishwamitra was in trouble after creating the Trishanku Swarga. It was going. That is the time Vishwamitra understood. Now I have no more control in my hand. And he loudly shouted, "Oh Lord Hari!" Like that he shouted. And Lord Vishnu appeared in front of him. He said, "Hey Vishwamitra, why did you do such a foolish act?" He said, "You created this planet, which has become a trouble for you and other living beings. Why do you want to show off your false ego?" So Vishwamitra said, "I surrender, I surrender. Now I will never do such a thing. Please stop this planet." Then the Trishanguru's planet was stopped, and Trishanguru was put upside down, is hanging there in that planet. And that is the time when Vishwamitra turned into a devotee. Hmm. After that, he comes in Ramayana, you will see. When he comes in Ramayana, he is a devotee Vishwamitra who takes Ram Lakshman to forest for performing again everything. So we have seen Vishwamitra as a king. We have seen Vishwamitra as a tapasvi. uh, Ashtanga yogi we have seen. And Ashtanga yogi means a failing Ashtanga yogi repeatedly. He first fell prey to revenge against Vasishta. Then he fell prey to lust and fell prey to anger, fell prey to false ego. And that is what this verse says here. If you see, please repeat this verse. Yunjana nama bhaktana pranayamadi Akshina rajan drishyate punaruttitham. Minds of non-devotees. Who are the non-devotees? Karmis, jnanis, yogis, who don't have faith in the Supreme Lord as the ultimate shelter. They're called non-devotees. Those who engage in such practices as pranayama, See, pranayama will calm the mind, but it will not purify the mind. Huh? For example, if you have a glass of water with dust, it looks very muddy. You leave it for a long time, it settles. You've seen that? Completely at the bottom, there is a ring of dust. You take a spoon and you, like that, you stir it, everything will come up again. You will see that. Therefore, it says, Drishyate punarudditam. Huh? After some time, it is seen the material desires are again seen to arise in their minds. For example, Vishwamitra, you know, first of all was misled by Menaka, and then it appeared like he was settled. But again, when Ramba came, again his anger came. Correct, no? So every time you will find he was repeatedly defeated because the old vasanas were not gone. Like in the garden also, you have a trimming scissor you have. You go and you cut a grass. It appears grass is gone. Next day morning, comes back again. Huh? Because the roots are still there. That's what happens to yogis, he said. So the yogis have a desire to act like God, control, walk on water, fly on sky, do inconceivable things so that all other living beings will clap their hands, applaud them, like that. So the third son in the story I told you, that is like the yogi, Ashtanga yogi. And the second son, anybody can say, any of your second son? Second son was what type of son was he? Dangerous son who want to usurp the father's property. Who was that? Any of you? Pre-Utkarsh devotees. Anybody? Envious of the father, who would never come in front of the father. He wanted to occupy the position of the father. Yeah? Yeah? Demons, he's saying demons, he's saying. Very good. Okay. Mayavadis, who said that? Very good. Pre-Utkarsh, very good. So, Mayavadis. Say, who is a Mayavadi? Mayavadi Krishna Paradi. It is said. Huh? Mayavadi means what? He says that Atma and Paramatma are one, he says. Huh? He says, Aham Brahmasmi. He thinks I am only Parabrahman. Actually, we are not Parabrahman. Aham Brahman, but Lord is Parabrahman. We are Atma, God is Paramatma. Yeah, and we are Anu, God is Vibhu. Huh? But these people, impersonalists, Nirvisheshwadis, they claim that Atma and God are one. We are only God, they say. Huh? Like one fellow was passing on the road. His friend told him, why don't we go to the temple inside? And the Arati is going to go on now. He said, Kya andar kya jana? What do they need of going to temple? They are worshipping me only there. He was telling. How arrogant is it? Huh? Just see. Huh? How arrogant these people are. Huh? As if they are controlling the stars and the moon and the sun. Can any of us say like that? Huh? How foolish it is. So, and therefore, these are aparadhis. Their desire is to become God. Huh? So he said demon, that is also correct. Because demons are killed by Krishna and they go to Brahma Jyoti, you know that? And the Mayavadis impersonalists, when they are also, they die, they also go to the same place. Where? Brahma Jyoti. You will see that. Huh? So therefore, the desire is a very dangerous desire. Huh? Mayavadi Krishna Paradi desire. And then the first son, everybody knows, you know? That's a devotee. Huh? Devotees are desireless. They don't desire material enjoyments. They don't desire even moksha also. They simply want to love and serve the Lord. So you all can repeat this verse. Bhakti mukti siddhi kami sakali ashanta Krishna bhakta nishkama atayeva shanta. So this verse says that Bhukti Kami means the fifth and fourth sons. They are Bhukti Kami. Bhog. They wanted Bhog. And Siddhi Kami is the third son. Siddhi, he wanted the Siddhis. He's the yogi. Huh? And Mukti Kami is the second son. He wants moksha and want to merge in God in Brahma Jyoti. And Krishna Bhakta Nishkama, that is the first son. Clear, no? Atayeva Shanta. He is always peaceful. Now, how the first son is peaceful, you will see that. So, three examples we will give from Bhagavatam. Karmi, Jnani and Yogi. For Karmi, we can give the example of Daksha Prajapati. Huh? And Jnani, the example of Saubhari Muni. And for Yogi, we can give the example of Durvasa Muni. See, these three fellows are Ashanta. Huh? Like you see, Daksha Prajapati was entering the Sabha. He was the progenitor of mankind at that time. His Praja Utpatti was in his hands. He was a very, very leading, like king. So everybody got up in the sabha to respect him, but two people didn't get up. Who are they? Brahma and Shiva. Brahma is his father. Huh? So naturally, father doesn't have to get up when sun comes. Father is in senior position. But Shiva didn't get up because Shiva was sitting in meditation on Lord Vasudev, absorbed in rapt meditation. So this fellow looked at Shiva and he became very envious. Huh? Because he thought, this Shiva is my son-in-law. Huh? My daughter is Sati. She is given to marriage to Shiva. Huh? So how can my son-in-law not treat me with respect, he thought. But little did he know, the same Shiva is called as Vaishnavanam. So if you see spiritually, you should see Vaishnavanam Yatashambhu. But he saw materially as son-in-law. This is the problem. Huh? So don't see Vaishnavas materially. It is a Jati Buddhi. Huh? See them spiritually. So he started offending Shiva. He said, look at this man. He's shameless. He's not getting up and respecting me. My daughter's eyes are like a deer and his eyes are like owl's eyes, he said. And his name is Shiva, which means auspicious. But his name is auspicious in his name only because he lives in crematorium. He puts ashes of the dead bodies in his body. He has snake around his neck and he is wearing animal skin in his body. What kind of auspiciousness? Like that, he started offending Shiva very badly. And he doesn't know Shiva lives in crematorium to deliver the ghosts and give them human bodies so that they can become devotees and go back to Godhead. Just like Prabhupada went to hippie land doesn't mean Prabhupada is a hippie. Prabhupada went to deliver the hippies. Similarly, Shiva goes to Shmashan to deliver the ghosts and everybody. So he offended Shiva very badly. The result is that he got a goat head later on. You know that? After, if you do yajna, something good should come, but something bad came out because he offended Shiva. But did Shiva protest? Did Shiva shout? Did Shiva fight? Shiva just plugged his ears and left that place. Because he saw that Nandi spoke up, Bhrigu spoke up, back and forth, Daksha's men and Shiva's men were fighting back and forth, blasphemies were going on. Shiva just got up and walked out. So that is Krishna Bhakta, Nishkamateyev, that is Shiva. He was peaceful. So this is about karming. Jnani example he'll give, Saubhari Muni. Saubhari Muni was under the water performing meditation in Yamuna. And Garuda came one day, flying in the noon time. Came to pick up a fish. At that time, Saubhari Muni had made friendship with the fishes. And all fishes requested him, this Garuda comes and picks up fishes, please protect us. So he started a fish protection society. He became the president of that society. He said, don't worry, I am here, don't fear. He had told them like that. And all the fishes were very happy. We got the shelter of a great sage. So when Garuda came, Saubhari Muni told Garuda, hey Garuda, stop here. You cannot touch any of these fishes because they are all under my custody now. Get away from here, never come this side, he said. Garuda was very hungry, he had come a long distance. He thought, okay, I will not come to this place anymore, but I will just pick up one fish and go. Because for today you need some breakfast. Little bit I will take. So he picked up one fish and left. And that fish happened to be the leader fish, the mota fish, very big fish. So immediately Saubhari Muni became wild in anger, uncontrollable anger, seething anger. He said, since you didn't obey me and took away one fish, in future you ever come here, your head will crack into 1,000 pieces. Like that he said. And then Garuda looked at him. Garuda was capable of cursing back Saubhari Muni. Because Garuda, it is said when he would move his wings, the Samaveda would come out of his wings. Tobhyam namami Narayanaya Sri Lakshmikantam Tobhyam namami. In a very, very trance and meditative thought process, he flies carrying Lakshmi Narayana on his back. Garuda is not an ordinary person. He is a great, pure devotee. So he looked at this Saubhari Muni. He thought he's a Yogi Baba doing some meditation underwater. Why should I cross him? Unnecessarily, why to quarrel with him? I can curse back. He is giving me curse. I can also give him curse. I am capable, but I will not give. Let me forgive him. Let me leave him. Instead of counteracting him, let me go to some other place. So this is the nature of devotees. Devotees don't like to unnecessarily quarrel with anybody. Na krodho, na chamatsaryo, na lobo, na shubhamatihi. Pavanti krita punyanam bhaktanam purushottame. Purushottama Bhaktas have a very, very special nature. Nakrodo, unnecessarily they don't become angry. Huh? As a Matsaryo, they don't feel, you know, jealous by seeing others' advancement. And na lobho, they don't feel greedy. Na ashubhamati, they don't harbor any malice in their heart for any living being at all. Avanti krita punyanam bhaktanam purushottam means moment after moment they are always doing some positive spiritual activities to please Krishna. They will never indulge in negative activities. So Garuda looked at him and went away. But because he offended Garuda, Saubharimuni fell down. Later on he saw two fishes mating and he became agitated by sex desire. He came out of the water, went to one king called Mandata king. Hey Mandata, you have 50 daughters. Can you give me one of your daughters in marriage? I am thinking of getting settled in married life. And Mandata looked up and down, look at this age. He's an old man. His body is withering away and looks so skinny and all the bones are visible. And he has been underwater for so many years. So he thought that it's useless to give my daughter in marriage to him. But if I say no, this fellow may become angry on me and curse me. So what he thought, Mandata thought and said, okay, sir, if you want to marry my daughters, better you go and ask them only. There are 50 daughters here in Antapuram, go there. If anybody is ready to marry you, I have no problem, he said. And the king was confident, nobody will marry him. He was fully confident. But he was very niggardly looking. And Saubharimuni understood, very smart king. He's telling me a sweet no. Yeah. So what he did, he changed his form. He changed his form to look like a beautiful Rajakumar. With a healthy body, with a nice golden turban and mukut and kundal and very healthy looking young man, like a prince. And with beautiful bodily limbs, shining body. When he arrived at the Antapur, all the 50 girls saw and said, I want to marry him, I want to marry him. Everybody wanted to marry him. He told all of them, don't fight, I'll marry all of you. He married all 50 of them. He married and then he became a king and then he ruled for a long time. And then he realized after many long years, alas, I lost my tapovalam. Because I offended Garuda. Then again he became Krishna's devotee. He and his wife, they all went back to Godhead after a long time. But the idea is, Garuda is an example of Krishna Bhakta Nishkama Ateyeva Shanta. So, Saubharimuni is a jnani. He had an impure mind, therefore he offended Garuda, correct, no? And last example is Durvasa Muni and Ambarish Maharaj, correct? Durvasa thought, hey, this Ambarish is a king, he's a Vishayi, he's a married man with wives and children and elephants and horses and royal attire and jewels and everything. He is simply stupid in ignorance, living in the middle of the society. Look at me, I can fly on sky and walk on water. I sleep on the bank of the river and I sleep in the caves. I am very renounced. I am very austere. Look at things. So he had a false pride in his head, thinking I am superior to king. That type of thought. This is very dangerous for us. If any of us think I am better than others, we are going to offend them. You'll see that. And then he told the king, I am going to the riverside, I'll take a bath and come, then I will eat the meal. But in the meantime, the king had to break a fast. So he took some little charanamrit. Then the sage came and said, I have understood that before feeding me food, you took some charanamrit, little bit. That means you have not fed your guest, but you have eaten. What kind of Vishnu Bhakta? You are not Vishnu Bhakta, you are Abhakta, he told him. So he said, this very moment I will kill you. So he took clumps of his hair and threw it on the ground. So he produced a big demon, earth to sky. And the demon with the trident was about to kill Ambarish. At that time, Lord Vishnu sent one Sudarshan Chakra. And the Sudarshan Chakra came and cut the demon to pieces. Because Lord Vishnu was worried. My Ambarish, he will not protect himself. Ambarish was just folding the palm and standing. Rake Krishna Mare Ke, Mare Krishna Rake. If Krishna wants to protect me, he will protect me. If Krishna wants to kill me, he will kill me. I think I offended the sage, unfortunately. So sage is upset with me. Whatever has to happen to me, let it happen. But then Lord sent Sudarshan Chakra to him. So not only Sudarshan killed the demon, he also chased after Durvasa. He made him run from pillar to post. He went to Brahmaloka, Shivaloka, Indraloka. Everybody told him, get away from here, don't come here. Indra told him, Arre, nikal jao idhar se. Dangerous, because big fiery chakra is coming. In the course of burning you, we will also get burned. Get out, get out. We have no time for you. And everybody told him the only person who can save you is Lord Vishnu, because Chakra belongs to Vishnu. Better you go to him. At last he went and fell at the feet of Vishnu. And he told Vishnu, my dear Lord, please protect me. Vishnu said, how can I protect you? I am subordinate to my devotees. And Durvasa said, how can you be subordinate to anybody? You are the ultimate. You are supremely independent. Everybody is subordinate to you. Lord said, yes, that is philosophically true. But because my devotees love me, in love we become subservient. Correct, no? Like a father and small boy, son, if you see. Father is superior, son is inferior. But in love, who is superior? Son sits on the back of the father, like he's having a horse ride. So in love, who is superior, son or father? Son. Huh? So Lord said, because my devotees are in pure love with me, Sadhavo hridayam mahyam sadhunam hridayam tvaham madanyatte na jananti naham tebhyo managapi. He said, I am in the heart of my devotees are in my heart. They don't think of anything but me. I don't think of anything but them. So therefore, Ambarish, therefore, Durvasa, I can't help you. Durvasa said, my dear Lord, you only have told the sloka, Namo Brahmanya Devaya, O Brahmana. That means Brahmanas are very dear to you. For your kind information, I am also a Brahman. Don't you know that? The Lord said, I know that, but Vaishnavas are more dear to me than... And he asked the Lord, why? Why Vaishnavas are more dear? Brahmanas are born in a high caste. They know all the Vedic mantras. And Vaishnavas many times cannot pronounce also mantras properly. Why are Vaishnavas more dear to you? The Lord said, what kind of greatness are you talking about? When you created the big demon, Ambarish did not budge 1 inch. He had full faith in me. He stood in the same place with folded palms, remembering me. But what did you do? When Chakra came, you started running away, getting into the cave, going into the ocean water, going to Indraloka, Chandraloka, all different lokas. That means you had no faith in me. So because Ambarish is pure devotee having such a firm faith in me, naturally Vaishnavas are superior in my eyes than Brahmanas, like that the Lord said. So he was speechless, Durvasa Muni. Finally he cried, my dear Lord, my back is burning. The Sudarshan is right behind me. I don't know what is he going to do with me. The Lord said, yes, you still have a hope. Go down to the earth, meet Ambarish, fall at his feet, clasp his feet. Then if he forgives you, your life can be spared. So then Durvasa came down, caught hold of the feet of Ambarish Maharaj. Ambarish felt very embarrassed. So 1 year period it took. Ambarish was patiently waiting. So when after that Ambarish was requesting Sudarshan to release. Sudarshan was not releasing. Sudarshan said, you may forgive, but I cannot forgive, he said. Because Sudarshan, actually Ambarish told Sudarshan, Adharma Shilasura Dhumaketave. He said, hey, Sudarshan, you are supposed to kill demons, not harass the Brahmins like this, he said. But Sudarshan said, what kind of Brahman is this? He is behaving like a demon towards you. Therefore I am harassing him. He is not a proper Brahman. So then he was wondering, Sudarshan also speaking logic, what to do now? Then what he did, he told Sudarshan, whatever bhakti I have done till now, I offer it all to Durvasa Muni. I offer it to you in Argya. Argya he gave, ablutions. When he gave, then Sudarshan retracted back. Sudarshan said, okay, I release the Brahmana now. And then Durvasa became freed. And Ambarish was waiting with big feasts to feed him. So all of you are waiting for prasad also now. So don't worry, I'll finish in a few minutes, 2-3 minutes. So feast was waiting Durvasa Muni. Durvasa Muni had a big feast. Ambarish was personally serving. At that time, Durvasa Muni told Ambarish, Ambarish, today I came to know the glory of Krishna's devotees. He said, Aho anantadasanam mahatam drishtamadhyame kritagasopi yadrajan mangalani samihase. He's telling, oh, how wonderful are Krishna's devotees. I tried to kill them. I tried to kill Ambarish, but he made way to protect me. You see, he never maintained any vengeance for me. He is completely free from his heart is pure like a child, free from all malice. How wonderful Vaishnavas are. And Durasmani, after finishing prasad, he said, now I am flying to Siddhaloka, going up. But as soon as I go to Siddhaloka, all the Siddhas will come to meet me. I am going to tell them this pastime and what happened with you. Although in this pastime, Ambarish is the hero, I am a villain, correct now? Because Durasmani was villain role. But Ambarish Maharaj was hero role. Still, Durasmani, without any shame, told this pastime when he went to Siddhaloka to all his associates and told. Because by this story, he told them how glorious are Krishna devotees. Correct, no? So, therefore, we say, Bhukti, Mukti, Siddhi, Kami, Sakali. So, Daksha Prajapati, Saubharimani, and Durasmani, Sakali, Ashant. But Krishna Bhakta, Nishkam, Atiyev Shant. So, who are the Krishna Bhaktas? Shiva, Garuda, and Ambarish. They showed us how we should live in our lives. No? So, the minds of non-devotees who engage in such practices as pranayam are not fully cleansed of material desires. Therefore, they are ashanta. Thus, O king, material desires are again seen to arise in their minds. Whereas, what about the devotees, he says? Mhm. Understand that I enticed you with the benediction just to prove that you would not be deceived. The intelligence of my unalloyed devotees, means pure devotees, is never diverted by material blessings. Alloy means, you have karma, jnana, yoga. Karmis want to enjoy in this world. Jnanis want to be liberated from sufferings and enjoy in Brahmajyoti. And yogis want to enjoy siddhis, powers. But bhakta doesn't want to enjoy anything. He just want to serve the Lord. Where, if you ask, bhakta, where do you want to serve? You put me anywhere. Put me in heaven, put me in hell. Like for personalities like Prabhupada, hippie land is like hell. Correct, no? Still he was ready to serve there. Send me anywhere you want, my Lord. I am simply your servant. मानस देहो गेहो यो किछु मोर अर्पिलु तुवा पदे नंद किशोर संपदे विपदे जीवने मरणे दाय मम गेला तुवा ओ पद पणे मारो भी राखो भी जो ये चातुहार नित्य दास प्रति तुवाधिकार कीट जन्म हो यथा तुवा दास बहिर्मुख ब्रह्म जन्मे नहीं मोर आश. Very, very deep song by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. He says, my dear Lord, whatever I possess, my body, my mind, my relatives, my home, everything belongs to you. I offer it all to you. And in wealth, I will serve you. If I am poor, I will serve you. In this life, I will serve you. In the next life, I will serve you. I will always serve you, he says. And then he is saying, you are always my master, I am always your servant, he says. And if I have to take one more birth, I beg you, don't make me Brahma with 4 heads who will become forgetful of you. Instead, make me a kida, a worm in the house of a devotee. Because in the house of a devotee, I can get some particles of prasada. I can chant Mahaprasada, go in there and take. Isn't it? So let me be born in the home of a devotee. Like that he is praying. So this is the aspiration of a devotee. So in this way, a devotee becomes free from even the traces of karma, jnana, yoga. So Bhagavatam teaches the highest philosophy of attaining the ultimate destination. Krishna Prem and Krishna Seva. That is the ultimate aspiration of a devotee. Shri Prabhupada ki, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So, we are very